Our next outstanding mother honoree is Jan Singer, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of Victoria's Secret. Jan joined Victoria's Secret in 2006 from her previous role as CEO of Spanx Inc. So basically, she's been looking after us for the last 20 years. Thank you. You've been making us all look thinner for the last 20 years. And prior to Spanx, Jan was at Nike, where she held various senior leadership roles for more than 10 years, including Corporate Vice President of Global Apparel, Corporate Vice President of Global Footwear, and while at Nike, she managed multi-billion-dollar product engines that created industry-defining products for men's, women's, and kids' sport performance and sportswear products, serving elite and everyday athletes. And in addition to her acute business acumen, she's recognized and celebrated as a leader who invests and nurtures talent. She views her job as not simply to drive business results, but to develop talented teams. She's a mentor and she's a role model for hundreds and thousands of women. She's an active supporter of the Central Ohio community through her involvement with United Way, Pelotonia, and the James Cancer Hospital. And yet she also still makes time for herself, her husband, and her fantastic children. I'm going to ask you both to stand up, Sophie and another Maxwell. Jan, get up here, accept your award, and everybody join me in congratulating her.
Okay, so thank you, Joanna, thank you so much, and thank you to the National Mother's Day Committee, as well as the Save the Children organization, for all the wonderful work that you do. I'm humbled, really humbled and honored to be nominated by the committee, and I really thank those that supported me to get here. Congratulations to Arminis and Jessica, wonderful speeches, and to Chelsea, who I am hearing having a conflict getting here, which makes me feel so much better because we all have those conflicts like every day at work. So thank you for being real, and Mr. President, it's an honor to have you here. So for those that know me, and my team is here, they know I love a good poll or vote. So we're going to do a little audience participation to kick this off. I love it. So with me, okay, raise your hand if you have ever, any time in your life as a mom, paused and said, wow, I am the outstanding mother of the year. Hands up. Wow, that's an excellent turnout. Okay, I absolutely have never had that moment. I too thought it was a mistake. And I wanted to call the committee and say, I think you have the wrong singer. This is not for me. And I'm gonna share with you a couple of my outstanding Mother of the Year moments that have happened recently to give you proof that I wasn't quite certain that this was me. Like for instance, one of my favorites as a leader, I had an opportunity to meet an incredible leader named Mr. Bernard Arnault, a one-time opportunity in your life that I obsessed. What was I going to say to this man? More importantly, what was I going to wear? What would my hair look like? I really rehearsed this meeting. I was ready to go. My bag was packed. I was heading out the front door, went to kiss Sophie and Max goodbye, and I stopped because I saw this. So instead of being at Charles de Gaulle on time for my meeting, I was at Lice to Know You. Can you imagine making that call? Sorry, I can't make it, right? Do you remember? Ooh. I made it out. They stayed there, get the caps on, and I headed to Paris. It was great. It was a Mother of the Year moment. The second one that was my favorite. So we're not alone, right? When I moved to Atlanta for the first time as a CEO to the South, to Atlanta, with my children, enrolled in their new school, do you remember? And we got a notice that it was Johnny Appleseed Day coming up, and I was going to prove it to the wonderful moms of Atlanta who have it all figured out, that I could be a CEO and a mom and get this right. So I worked really hard on Johnny Appleseed Day. I got 4 kinds of apples. I made costumes with the babysitter, remember, out of paper bags. We even had like the tinfoil hat. Remember, we made the pot for Johnny Appleseed? It was great, wasn't it? I took a picture of Sophie and Max. I was so proud. I had this nailed. I emailed it to the teacher and I said, we are so happy to be with you at your school. We are on top of it for Johnny Appleseed Day. I hope you have a wonderful time. Sophie and Max are on their way. I received a response that said, Dear Mrs. Singer, we are so pleased to have you here with us as well. However, bless your heart, it's not Johnny Appleseed Day today. So I stand here telling you these stories because I had a really tough time with many moments like this accepting Outstanding Mother of the Year. But what I'll tell you is that when I could get really quiet at 4 in the morning when we're really all awake and everybody's sleeping, I realized that it actually was perfect. And it was perfect because Outstanding Mother of the Year is what it is, exactly what it needs to be, and it just looks different than we might think. It's not better or worse, it's just different. It's not June Cleaver, it's not Superwoman, there is no perfect unicorn called Balance out there that we've found. It's just different. And if you can believe that different is okay, then really you can believe in anything. Because different brings us innovative thinking, and different brings us ideas and solutions, and different is how we change the world. Different like taking Ubers instead of cabs, or different like staying in people's homes instead of hotels, or different like the teenagers in Florida who can move a nation and change the world, or, right? And different like how a secretary can become a CEO, right? So I embrace and I'm honored to have this opportunity and this moment. I accept it because I accept the fact that different is good and different is what we need right now. So my family is here today, and I'm going to close by saying a couple of things directly to them. And I'm going to try to read this so I can stay on point. First, to my friends and family at work. I'm so honored and privileged and humbled every day to be with you. You're moms, you're fearless females, you're powerful thinkers, and I support you, and I thank you, and I'm honored. And yes, there is no unicorn called Balance. We can keep trying to chase it, but it's not fair. We're just going to be agile and do our best. So thank you for being here. To my dad and my brothers and my sister-in-law, thank you for showing up. You've been with me on this crazy journey. See, Dad, it's okay. I turned out okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay, Dad. And thank you for being there for every moment in between. To my auntie, who's like a second mommy to me, thank you. I love you. To Sophie and Max, who you all just met, they're twins. They're not fighting right now, so that's good. That's good. I love you. Mommy loves you to the moon and back, right? 1 trillion times around the sun. I've loved you from the moment I felt you in this belly, and you'll never not feeling the love. And should you ever doubt my capability as a mom, I will always remind you of this moment, and I didn't know I'd have a statue, and point your attention directly to that award. To the man I call the GOAT, and I spell that G-H-O-A-T, greatest husband of all time, and Jessica, I'm married to one as well. The guy who's in the pool during vacation with every kid, who's patient enough to be tech support to our entire family and every senior citizen in West Palm Beach, who has served this country as a retired commander of the U.S. Coast Guard. We thank you. He's still so cute. Who stood through me through our brightest days and some of our darkest hours. Thank you for always showing Sophie, Max, and myself what it means to be a great leader, to be a great husband, to be a great father, and most importantly, to be a great son. I love you. Mom. Get your tissues. I'm here because of you, okay? I know today scares you because you think you won't remember this moment. And you may not. But here's what I know. Here's what's what. I will remember everything forever, for both of us. Like how you worked for 40 years as an intensive care nurse and an emergency room nurse at the same hospital in Brockton, Massachusetts. Like how you served on every community you could possibly serve on and every board to drive change and to raise your voice for those that couldn't. You taught me to do that. And how you have maintained friends from as far back as your childhood in elementary school, and you still have time to make new friends today. I saw you making friends with Mr. President today. Okay, thank you, Mr. President. You and I have been together for over half a century. You brought me life, you celebrate my life, and at times you literally saved my life. Not only will I remember, but our family will remember, and now everybody here will remember too. I love you. I'm grateful you are my outstanding mother forever, and I really want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. I love you. I know. I'm not going to get an Oscar, so this is it. This is it. Okay, to everybody in the room, to the moms, happy Mother's Day. To the moms, the stepmoms, the foster moms, every other mama, and the dads who support the moms, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.